G.I. Joe, we've seen it. We love a bit of action. We love a bit of evilness. We've got two of the stars of the show, Sienna Miller and Rachel Nichols, on air with us.
Don't you have your little action figures coming out?
Yes, they aren't so pretty.
Are on sale.
What do you think? A little Barbie thing, right?
Usually
I've got cross eyes
for
some reason.
Action figures are a little bit off, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they did all this testing for our faces, and they made us pull really strange faces, and I think they might have not.
But I don't have cross eyes. I mean,
no.
I have the biggest chin, the biggest forehead, and cross eyes.
Why cross eyes? Have you asked? Hang on, what's going on?
I think something went wrong with the paint job. I don't know.
So we said the same thing to Brittany when her doll came out. She admitted it was a total mong of a doll. Looked more like Meryl Streep than Britney Spears.
Yeah.
While you're out here, you've strutted around. You've had a look at Sydney. Do you get much downtime when you're on these visits to other countries?
No, not on a tour like this. But I actually came out a couple of days early so I could enjoy the city. So that was great because I'd never been before.
And the photographers are chasing you around doing their thing?
Yeah, all of that, you know.
Didn't you win a case or something where they couldn't follow you anymore?
I did, yes.
Does that only apply in England, or is that...
Yes, big pictures. Darren Lyons, an Australian man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went after him.
So they just hounded you and now they're not allowed
and
to?
And now it's illegal for them to sit outside my house, chase me in cars, or take photos where I can expect privacy, which is in a lot of places.
Because we've seen the footage so many times of you being cornered. It's outrageous the way
it got a little unmanageable, so I felt like it was time to do something. But I was the first person to ever sue and win on harassment, and it's really changed my life. I'm a much happier person because of it. So
fantastic.
I'm glad. Yeah.
Rachel, have you had that problem yourself?
I haven't. Only when I've been with Sienna and they think I'm her assistant, so nobody takes my picture.
Wait a month, honey.
Hey, it's only been open one day. This thing's going to take off.
Okay.
Is it worse when you're in different countries and you don't know what they're actually yelling out? Like if you're in Lebanon and they're like, you think, what's going on?
It's the languages I can understand. That's when it gets really hurtful.
Yeah, right. You'd probably prefer that you didn't understand what they were saying
because
they can be a bit...
No, they don't tend to shout in other countries like they do in America and England.
In the
and
US,
Australia. But Australia, they're like, good, I might.
Yeah. Do you mind if I take a picture, darling?
Yeah. All right.
And Rachel, you've done Sex in the City as well.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here trying to remember the character, but I so know if you tell me.
Well, I was in this one episode that ended up being really memorable because James Remar and Kim Cattrall were having an affair, and I was the hostess at the restaurant. I'm a natural blonde, and I got kicked out of bed rather unceremoniously. And
that was a very famous episode.
Yes, it was called A Vogue Idea, and it was the first job I ever had. It was my first acting job.
Your first one.
And I was really nervous, and suddenly I was in bed with Kim Cattrall, and I was like, all right.
Sweet.
I
now,
know.
if you hadn't jumped in there and said she had blonde hair, I would have thought you just bullshitted that whole thing.
Really? No, I remember. What about babies? Do you girls ever discuss that? Do you want
Hanging
kids?
out's one thing, them having babies with each other is a different
that
thing.
was a leap.
Yes, I will definitely have children.
I will too. I'd love to.
Let's do it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Annie.
Do you need a donor of some description?
Oh, did you see her face?
Oh. Yeah. Oh, it was the red beard that did it. She was like, I ain't having no ginge. Look, that's understandable. I feel the same.
What do your mums think of your roles that you do?
My parents are actually really, really sweet. Any role that involves something sexy, like Sex in the City, my dad does not watch.
Right.
I will say, Dad, you can see scenes 1 and scene 2 and then stop watching the program. And I've died in a couple films, so my parents don't love that.
They wouldn't like that.
Then I did Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, which thrilled my parents to no end. And this thrills my brother to no end because he gets sort of the badassity level with his friends to have a sister in G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, The Rise of the Cobra. It's in cinemas come August 6th. Ladies, thanks for joining us.
Thank you
It's been a
so
pleasure.
much.